So now they saying from the sounds of it from the sounds of what y'all sent me, Cheyenne and Bryant, sound like she ain't even no doctor. And if you ain't hear what she said, then your butt need to go listen to her. Oh, she is a doctor. Listen to what she said out her mouth. When that lady said people saying they can't find your dissertation online, so how do you address that? And she went to blanking like a blind bat. When she went to blanking, as soon as she went to blanking, I said she lying. Everything else she about to say is a lie, because you do not blank that much. She went to blank. I said lying. And then a psychologist now, who is a doctor, who got all the training, came out, Dr. Somebody, I seen her on Instagram. She say this what you call, she say this what they call, for those of y'all with a degree. I ain't got no college degree. That's why I try to tell you. See, I could have came out here as Dr. Tony. I went to Argosy. I could have came out here and did that. But no, you got to have integrity, man. Like, I still became a millionaire in followers online, in dollars, all across the board without lying. Telling y'all I am Tony A. Gaskins Jr. with no college degree. The lady say Cheyenne suffering from cognitive dissonance. Now, I done heard the word. We done talked about it a time or two on here. I ain't never read the definition. I don't really fully know what it means, but she said that it's when your reality does not match the lie you done told yourself. She said the story you done told yourself don't match your reality. And you suffer from cognitive dissonance, because if you admit it, now you gotta confront shame, loss, failure. So she say people who suffering from that cognitive dissonance will double down on a bull crap. And so Cheyenne, she said that she called Argosy for her transcripts and found out Argosy had done got shut down. And that she couldn't get her transcripts because they told her that the company that was holding it only hold it for 2 years. So she couldn't get her transcripts. And they told her that all the classes she had taken, if they refund her, she wouldn't get credit for all them classes, all the way up to her dissertation. And so it's like she was getting her transcripts to go somewhere else, I'm guessing to finish up with her dissertation or something. Sound like she was trying to say. But they told her, we ain't got your transcripts. And guess what the jury has found? That's a lie. That your transcripts are not deleted by nobody after 2 years. And you know how I know that's a lie? Because I just got my transcript this year from 2010. And from 2005. And it's 2026. Because I enrolled at the People's University. Because after I see she got a doctorate from Kellogg Jike University, I say, hey, I'm finna enroll in this People's University. So do y'all know it's a university called the People's University that is accredited. They're probably gonna shut down one day too, but it ain't gonna matter once I get that degree. And it's free. There's no tuition on the classes. You just pay like a little sign up thing. I think it was $360. I ain't got the time to do it. So I signed up, I ain't went in there. I ain't got the time to do it. So if one of y'all is a tutor, reach out to me. Right over there. Yeah, go on in there, help out with that class, a little tutoring. And so, yeah. So Cheyenne, bring your butt. Bring your butt right on over here to the People University and see what you can finish up, because your butt ain't no doctor. And so she essentially said, she kind of skirted around and kind of but as much as she liked to talk, if she was a doctor and she did that dissertation, she would have said, I did my dissertation and I looked it up. I did it on April 10th, 2000 and such. It was on the pragmatics of cognitive dissonance of the Louisiana Slugger Boston Tea Party. And I know, and I will share the link to my dissertation in my bio on Instagram for those of y'all who want to know about my dissertation. I will post it so you could read my dissertation. She ain't doing no dissertation. And if you ain't doing no dissertation, guess what? You ain't no doctor. And see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not celebrating the woman downfall. What I am is I'm glad that God has brought exposure, because see, she be saying the name of God and talking about God, and trying to throw God in there, but it's not no Christian and does not love the Lord and does not live for the Lord. And I get tired of y'all playing with the name of the Lord, because what she done did, her butt, what she done did, she on the Breakfast Club. She on the Breakfast Club. And I know Charlamagne. We follow each other on Instagram, follow each other on Twitter. I talked to him several times. He won't bring me on there. They don't want no truth on there. They love to bring them old panderer. They love to bring them old liar up there. Like, bring somebody that talking some real sense up there, man. I done told Charlamagne that. Hush. Bring somebody up there talking some real sense. But see, these people, when you don't side with them, when you don't shuck and jive, when you don't do what they want you to do and say what they want you to say, they ain't finna lend their platform to you to come up there and speak truth. They love a charlatan. They love old snake oil salesman, because it get them more ratings, because people go to finding out by these people, then people go to commenting. See, if you a truth teller and you ain't got no smut on your name and you clean, nobody could say nothing. So it's no drama. It don't run the numbers up. It's too boring. Like, ain't no jump off could come in the comments and be like, yeah, he pretending to be faithful, but that ain't what he was saying last night. Can't nobody come say nothing. But you bring Cheyenne on there, them comments going crazy about that Dr. Kellogg's doctorate. Somebody say, oh, so she's a doctor like Dr. Dre and like Dr. Seuss. Woo, boy, that internet gonna get you, boy. Like, that internet gonna get you. When I tell you that internet finna get you, hey, listen. So that's the thing. That line gonna catch up with you. That line is gonna catch up with you. So if you right now, you is a baby, you a baby Cheyenne, and you have not, this car is swerving. I think they drunk. Man, they was all across the line. Yeah, somebody drunk. My goodness. And so you a baby Cheyenne, and you up there with that Dr. Lie. Think you finna come in here and get you some clients and get you some clout. You want clout and clients. Man, listen, this finna hurt Cheyenne. This finna hurt her. Because the thing what she keep doing wrong. And see, that right there, ask the psychologist about that. That's that narcissism, man. Why would you, if you know you're lying, why would you go to the #1 radio show in the land to lie? Like, you know the internet is undefeated. You know these people fact check. So guess what happened last night? My wife told me, she sent me the Cheyenne thing. She say she lying cause my family member went to Argosy and got her transcript just fine. I say, what? Cause my family member got a doctorate and transferred from Argosy, I think, to maybe Southern or South University or whatever the other online, and got a little physical location and paid $220,000 in student loans for a doctorate, and got a doctorate. Yeah, my family member got a doctorate and ain't made a dollar. Ain't made a dollar. Doctor ain't open now. Though. Doors closed. Can't get hired for getting fired. Now door ain't open with that doctorate. Oh, 200,000 plus, and ain't sniffed a job because that doctorate don't matter. They don't care about that. They don't care about that. They gonna look at them credentials. They looking at the school you went to. They looking at what your doctorate in, all that right there. Why you think Cheyenne ain't got no job? Why you think she ain't got no job? And see, what she keep trying to say is, oh, I still can go do such and become a therapist. That's what people not understanding. No, we understand it. What we don't understand is why your butt didn't go become a therapist legally and legitimately, and why you decided to come out here instead talking about your name is doctor. That's what we don't understand, is why you decided to lie and then try to get in my comments and try to come for me for calling you out, thinking I'm jealous and hating on you. No, I tried to save you, but I tried to tell you hush, be quiet before you get exposed. That's what I told you. That's what I told you. You better watch yourself, cause y'all here lying. Cause see, I can tell. I can already tell, because it's like, them people not finna let you go through all that schooling and become no doctorate and get out here as a professional with all your breasts out. Them people ain't finna do that. Now, yeah, they can't tell you how to dress or nothing, but you gonna go through enough classes and talks about professionalism and decorum and client etiquette and all of that right there. Like, you gonna hear some stuff in there, and if not, they doing it wrong, and I need to be the teacher of it. But you're gonna hear some stuff in there about not being a distraction to your client, not being a hindrance to your client, and all of that right there. Not using your looks and your body and your booty to get money and all of that right there. You gonna hear some stuff now, because that right there is in my life coach certification program that I train life coaches in. I'm teaching that. So how you ain't learn that if you got a master's and a doctorate? How you ain't learn that? And I'm teaching that to my coaches without a, man, why you looking over here like that? About broke your neck. Without a college degree, I'm teaching coaches how to be coaches. That was because, you know what? This what a lot of people don't understand. They try to discredit coaching and all that, but see, one is a gift from God. See, anybody could go to school and take tests and pass them tests if you want to do that bad enough. You could be a demon and go do that. There's a lot of demon doctors. But see, when you call by God and you got a godly wisdom, look at that video I did yesterday on why men KILL they wife instead of leaving. That's no college degree. That's godly wisdom. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand, because they hear a country accent and they hear me kind of, you know, with a comedic delivery, and they go to think, oh, he might be dumb. I can't man, listen. Know how to turn it on and off now. Know how to get down with you now. Know how to go and hit you with that linguistics now. But it ain't necessary. You got to have the wisdom from God. I be teaching y'all stuff on this channel. More stuff on this channel than doctors and therapists can teach you. Go watch the videos if you don't believe me. Cause I every single day, I do it every day. Somebody tell me, Tony, I done got more from this one session than I have from years of therapy. Because can't no therapy compete with God. God made the mind. God made the minds that made the books that the therapists study. So when you got a direct download from the source, you don't need the resource unless you want to have the resource. Now, when I get in my 50s, I'm going to be an empty nester. Me and my wife might go back to school. We both might get back on online school and be sitting there doing our homework together. Then I might go and run up my doctorate. But right now, as a father, man, I got to work. I got to take care of my family. I don't got time to be sitting on the computer for hours doing schoolwork that don't pay you. And the thing about it is, a lot of times people are like, oh, well, Tony, why you don't go finish? There's not a job in the world. There's not a therapy job in the world that's going to pay me $1 million a year like I earn now. There's nowhere. There's no business. I am an entrepreneur. I do business. You know what I mean? I'm working on a project right now that can literally make me a billionaire. Like, it ain't about no degrees and paper on the wall. A lot of times people focus on that paper on the wall, and y'all be honest in the comments and let people know. A lot of times people focus on a paper on the wall because they don't have the mind to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is daunting and it's scary. So they want the credentials and they want the paper because it represents security. They think that if I have this paperwork, I'll never go broke. If I have this paperwork, I can do what I want to do, what I love to do. I can get a job, or I can open a private practice and I'll be good. And then what they realize is, no, that don't always mean you could get hired. It don't mean you can't be fired. And if you open a private practice, you still got to know how to do business. You still got to be an entrepreneur. You got to know how to market. You got to know how to use social media. So like the doctor that came out and did the review on Cheyenne, which we still can call her Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because we got Dr. Dre and Dr. Seuss. So she still can call herself Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. It just need to put an asterisk up there beside it, and then put the little thing with the asterisk say, did not finish my dissertation, not a actual doctorate. Need to put that on there, Cheyenne. But we don't mind calling you Dr. Dre like that. Like, don't be called what you want to be called, but you wrong for what you did. Finessing these people literally had the world validating and stamping her because they thought she was a sexy doctor. They was like, yes. I'm talking about she was a W for the city girls. The city girls was like, yeah, girl, we can keep these things out and be educated, girl. Yeah, we clock it. Yeah, girl, we got it out here, so wait, yeah, girl. Yeah, we can finesse these Negroes and be educated, y'all. City girl was up one with Cheyenne. They was like, yeah, she a doctor, made the stallion, got a degree. It's like, y'all had like a degree hard to get. Everybody got a degree. That's why I ain't win the goddamn. Because everybody got one. I like to be different. Like, y'all got a degree. I'd rather achieve success without the degree, because now I got a higher claim to fame now, because now I done become a millionaire with no degree. And there's so many people with a degree and broke, busted, and disgusted. So like, I'm like, man, is a degree about to curse me? Like, do I want a degree? Like, there's a lot of struggling going on with these degrees, dog. Like, do I want a degree? Or do I want to keep my mind free? Out that little maze, out that little rat trap. Like, cause my mind fluid. I've been having ideas all day, every day. I was up last night creating, I done created it a couple years ago, finalizing my little podcast I'm finna do. So y'all stay tuned. I'm finna start another YouTube channel, and it's gonna be my podcast. And I'm gonna figure out and go and put it on Apple and all of that right there. Get it on out there. So y'all, hey, tap in with me now. Cause it's about to come up within the next month, Lord willing. I'm gonna go and get on out there. And guess what? And it's a special concept that my mind gave me that nobody else is doing. Cause it's outside that rat maze. It's outside of that. So that's why I try to tell y'all, like, you got to go to the source. Y'all worried about getting accredited by man. Did God accreditate you? Did God call you? And that's what Cheyenne finna be talking about. Well, I don't need no doctor because I'm accredited by God. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because God not gonna have you up there doing all that cussing. That's one thing God not gonna do. God don't mix the sacred and the profane. Talking about and you're running with your narrative, recreate it, double down on it, and run that S. Cause I don't give a F. Yes, you do. Cause you got bags under your eyes. You ain't been sleeping. Cause you have stressed the heck out about this here. When I tell you that woman's stomach is in shambles, but guess what? That's what comes to you when you're working for the devil and you using the Lord's name in vain. God will not be mocked. You're using his name in vain, knowing that you're getting long stroked, whether it's with a scrap on or by a man, and you out here living your little life, doing what you want to do, running up a bag, and using the Lord name in vain, you're going to get exposed. You living a lie, you're going to get exposed. And I be warning y'all, stop playing with God. Stop playing with God. God is not to be played with. Y'all think it's a joke. Do not say the name of God if you're not going to commit your life to living the right way. You're going to get exposed. Tired of y'all. I keep telling y'all, stop playing with my Father. He do not play. He is not to be played with. But if you live right, he gonna bless you. You're gonna be taken care of. That's why the Lord give me a good idea every day. And I'm finna run it up. My son, the Lord used my son, my oldest son, a week or two ago, said, Dad, you ever think you gonna pass such and such in the motivation space? I was like, I said, I really don't want to, son, to be honest with you. He said, I just feel like you got a lot of good stuff and the world need to hear your mind and what you have to say. And I say, yeah, son, you know, I might need to say something. I might need to do a little something. So I went back to doing what I am known for, writing my quotes on Instagram. And when I started, it said my page had reached like 400,000 people, 400,000 views in the last 30 days. Well, I've been doing the quotes for about a week now, maybe a few days, and now it says it's at 1 million views in the last 30 days. So it done already more than doubled. And so now God's showing me, like, listen, man, I got you. If you're gonna do the work, like, I got you. Like, I'm gonna make sure it get out there. Just make sure you doing the message the right way for the right reasons. But it's gonna get out there now. And that's why, honestly, that's why I really don't be trying, because when the hand of God is on you, you barely could try and it go viral. You barely could do it. Like y'all gotta realize, like, I'm more credible and more respected than Cheyenne Bryant, and she done been on every podcast in the land. How make that make sense? How do I have more respect and more integrity than somebody that done been on Nick Cannon thing, Cam Newton, Breakfast Club multiple times, all that right there? They've been on all the podcasts, because that's what God will do. You got to be accredited by God. A lot of people don't realize that. They want to be accredited by man. You got to be accredited by God, not by man. Like, okay, yeah. And see, one day I might, if the Lord tell me, but see, this is the thing that a lot of people don't know, and that's why I got to be sensitive to the Spirit. I don't put words in God's mouth. Like, I know what God want me to do. He's going to give me the provision and the pathway to do it. So if I go to sign up for school, I could be signing up for school because the world has made me feel inadequate. And God has said, you already chosen, you already called. And other people who have schooling may want me to go get schooling so that they're not alone. When in their heart, they wish they could trade places with me and reach the level of success I have reached without schooling. They wish they didn't have the student loans that they got, and that they didn't do all of that schooling, and that God would have showed them another way to walk in their purpose and to live their purpose and to earn a living without having to go to school or feeling the need to be validated by man. Now, some things you do require a degree, but let me tell you what happened. A high school requires their teachers to have a degree. But the same high school hired me and paid me quadruple what they paid the teachers to come in as a life coach for the students. Now, you make that make sense. See, we can't write God. We can't dictate God. We can't determine God. We can't destine God. We can't block God in. How is it that the school paid the teachers $2,500 to $4,000 a month? A month to bust they butt. To bust they butt. You know how hard teachers work. And they came to me and say, we're going to pay you $3,000 a month for 8 hours a week. You come in Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. to noon. And we're going to give you essentially $750 a week. So in essence, I was making almost $100 an hour as a student life coach without a college degree. They didn't even ask me, do I have a college degree? They didn't ask me where I went to school. They looked at my brand. They looked at what I had built. They looked at the word that was coming out of my mouth. They looked at what I represent. They looked at who I am: husband, father, author, speaker, leader, teacher. And that was the credential. And so sometimes, every time I enroll in school, I enroll in 3-4 different schools in the last 2 years, and I never get through one class because I don't have the time, because I'm too deep in my purpose. And every time I try to get online and try to do something, phone call come in, purpose calling. And my wife, she said to me, she say, maybe God is trying to get a testimony out of you to show what he can do through somebody when they are obedient. She said, maybe the point of you not having a degree and having not needed a degree is for God's glory. Because if you go get the same paperwork that everybody else got, then that's man's glory. Because God didn't do nothing that nobody else could not do. So when I became the life coach for an NBA team, they fired their sports psychologist, which is a doctor, and hired me, who doesn't have a college degree. Now you make that make sense. It don't. We can't wrap our head around what God can do. That's what people don't understand. We can't wrap our head around it. We don't really understand it. We don't get it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I'm just a vessel. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sitting there, I'm like, man. I'm like, Lord, how you did this? Like, Lord, I have been praying, Lord, I want to be an NBA life coach, NBA life coach, NBA life coach. I got some dreams right now that the Lord might be saying the reason why it's not happening because that's a diversion from your purpose. That's what the enemy wants you to do, so that you can't be in your purpose. Like, I ain't call you to push pencils for an organization. I call you to move the needle in the atmosphere, in this here world. So in my heart right now, I want to work in sports as like a GM or assistant GM or director of player personnel, stuff like that. But I realize that's just a corporate job. That's just pushing pencil. That's just fantasy. It's pleasure. It's just working in sports. That's just cool. It's intriguing, but anybody could do it. It's a lot of people without any purpose that's doing that. It's a lot of people who don't know God that's doing that. It's a lot of people who will never change the world, who will never be known by the world, who will never change the world, who will never speak life into the atmosphere and it grab hold and lives are shifted or changed because they existed, because they are pushing a pencil in an organization. And maybe God has not opened the door because he's saying, that ain't what I called you for. That's what your flesh desires. That's what your ego desires. That's what you desire, but that's not your calling. So I say, okay, Lord. So here's the thing. When I want something, or when I'm pursuing something, or when I'm trying to do something, if it don't happen, what I take and do, if it don't happen, what I take and do is look like my barber saying, hey, Joe, you said you want me to come now? All right. What I take and do is I don't worry about it. I don't press it. I don't force it. I don't rush it. I don't beg for it. Like, I go to do it. And that's why I try to tell people, stop putting words in God's mouth. Like, God told me to do this. God told me, no, you forced that. That ain't had nothing to do with God. Because if you had a bed, bar, and steel to make it happen, that wasn't God. When God tell you to do something, it's going to be provision. So I try everything because I don't claim to be able to hear God clearly, because I know God is a spirit, and there's so many overly spiritual liars that be talking about, oh, God said this, God said that. God not finna tell you nothing that don't make no sense. Meaning that if it don't make sense, it's him doing it. If it's you doing it, it's gonna be a bridge. It's gonna be a pathway. It's gonna be provision for the vision. That's why he said a double-minded man receives nothing from the Lord. Is unstable in all his ways. So if he tell you a double-minded man receives nothing from the Lord, then he not finna make it so confusing, because that's gonna double-minded you. And that's what you got to realize. So you got to trust the Lord in every step of your way. Yes, you want that. So move towards it. And if it's his calling, if it's his will, guess what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna work out. So what I've been praying for, he done delivered. It's 3 different guys who have hired me for coaching, who work in tech. And each one of them, we partnered on a different tech project. They each one got a different area. Because I told God I have a vision of having a tech portfolio that will make me a billionaire. And God sent the men who work in that space. And guess what? Their wife made them hire me. Their wife signed up the session. All three of them married. And all three of them in tech. Look at God. And that's what I try to tell you. So stop listening to people's mouth and start looking at the actions. And look at what he doing. And if he do it. Hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless you. All the important links in the description. Shout out to the donors of the board's summer program. We appreciate you. We love you. We need you. Link is in the description. The Lord been good to you. We sure need your help. God bless you. Keep your head up. We'll talk soon.